The chalk circles is a great exercise for loosening up the shoulder socket and stretching out the arm, and also opening out across the pectorals, the front of the chest and the front of the shoulder. So we're going to do it in a side lying position. You'll need a slightly thicker cushion than the one you use for when you're lying on your back, so you keep your neck in a line with your spine. So have a good, slightly thicker cushion to hand. So come to lying on your side and have your legs into your knees in sort of in a right angle. So you want the shins roughly parallel with the front of your mat and your feet stacked on top of each other. You come to lying on your side. Don't worry about the head cushion just yet. And you want to make sure that there's a reasonable distance here between your underneath shoulder and your ear. So you don't want the shoulder up to your ear. So make sure there's a good distance there. This arm is straight in front of you and the other arm will come on top. So when you've got your body in the right position, so your right angles at the hips, right angles at the knees, then you adjust your head cushion. You don't have your head cushion and then adjust your head accordingly. So wherever your head will land, make sure that the front of the cushion is here, so nearly all the cushion is behind you. So your tummy is in, you're not collapsed here, so lengthen that top hip away so you stay nice and open here and nice and long here. So let me talk you through this. You're going to imagine you've got a piece of chalk in your top hand and you're going to start drawing a circle above you, and you're going to follow this movement as much as you can with your head. Let your head just roll on the cushion. You don't have to lift it. And then the arm goes out to the side, it comes over the hip, it comes over the knee, and it comes in front of your fingers here. So I'm going to carry on drawing a circle here. So the head just, as I say, rolls on the cushion. You don't have to lift it. Now at this point here, my knees are together. I haven't let them collapse apart, but my hip, I have allowed my hip to open up a bit, and I've got a lovely sense of openness here across the chest, and I'm getting a really good stretch of my pectorals here. So, and then I continue the circle. Now as I go over my hip, I'm stretching away here, and as I come from my knee onto the floor in front of my fingers, now I'm getting a good stretch between the shoulder blades. If I only come to these fingers, I haven't got a stretch up here at all. So reaching away. So this way you're also moving your neck. Nice stretch here across the shoulders, front of the shoulders, over the hip, over the knees, onto the floor, and back to the beginning. Now, if you're, I've quite open across my shoulder socket in front of the shoulder, but if you're a little bit tighter, this is what might happen. So you start your circle. You might, if you've got a shoulder problem, have a restriction here. So you don't have to take your arm low. You can bring it higher, but you can still come over the hip, over the knee, onto the floor in front of the fingers. And again, and if that is too strong to keep your arm straight, then bend your elbow here and lead with your elbow to a point where you can straighten your arm out again. And then you go over the hip, over the knee, in front of the fingers. So you can adapt this, and sometimes when you're stiff you can't even go onto the floor here. So just go according to what your shoulder feels like. And it's amazing when you do a few of these how you start to find that everything opens out a little bit more. So what starts being as a restriction, so you might start high, you suddenly realize you can go a bit lower, or you might have to bend your elbow to begin with and you suddenly realize that you can go around with a straight arm. It will gradually open out, and it's absolutely brilliant for that. So those are the chalk circles.